Jimmie Johnson has said himself that he does not plan on racing the Busch Clash in 2021, and it looks like Juan Montoya will be racing in the Indianapolis 500 in 2021. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. We got a few NASCAR stories we discuss here on the channel and IndyCar stories as well. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The first story we're going to talk about is a paint scheme revealed, as was announced today from Hendrick Motorsports that they have revealed the Liberty University paint scheme that William Byron will use in 2021 that you guys are currently seeing up on the screen. And I have to say that I like the regular scheme that they've ran the last couple of years with William Byron, but man, I really do like the white on this car as well. It's like a really good change for the car. I know some people have not been as big of a fan of the scheme, but I think that the scheme, personally, in my honest opinion, looks really, really, really cool. And it's going to be a nice change for William Byron out on the racetrack. It's different. Again, it is like Liberty University paint scheme, but still, it looks a lot different. And I cannot wait to see this paint scheme go out on the racetrack for William Byron in 2021, as we'll continue to see more paint schemes revealed as well as we get closer to the 2021 season. And now we're getting on to the next story. As it was announced from the XRS, another track announcement for 2021, the SRX, as they have announced that Lucas Oil Raceway is going to be on the SRX schedule in 2021. I am really excited about this track coming to the SRX in 2021 because I think the racing, especially in the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the Truck Series, the racing over there is really, really good, especially over the last couple years. And a lot of people, including myself, are wanting the Trucks and the Xfinity Series, maybe the Cup Series one day, to go back to Lucas Oil Raceway. But the fact that the SRX is going to go and have racing there in 2021 is really exciting. I believe Eldora has been announced for the XRX as well. Maybe Knoxville's been announced as well. I really don't know. I think it's only Eldora that has been confirmed as one of the racetracks, and I believe it's 6 races for this series. So there's still 4 tracks that I think have to still be announced for the SRX. I think this is the second track that the SRX has confirmed for the 2021 SRX season, and I'm really, really excited about this coming on the schedule. So I think the race, especially Lucas Oil Raceway, is really, really good. And plus, it's a short track. You can't go wrong. Generally, short track racing is good, regardless of what series it is. And now we're getting on to the next story. As Jimmie Johnson himself said during an interview in a press conference after his test at the Rolex 24 this afternoon and this past evening, that he has said he has not had any offers currently to race in the Busch Clash, and he does not plan on racing in the Busch Clash in 2021, as he's trying to get familiar with the WeatherTech sports cars, and he will in the Indy cars as well. Now, the reason that the media ended up asking Jimmie Johnson about this is because he is eligible to race in the Clash. He fits 2 of the criteria to be able to run in the Clash. He is a past winner of the Busch Clash. He won in 2005 and 2019, to my knowledge. And he also is a past champion, which is where his 2 eligibility markers are available for him to run the Clash. But Jimmie Johnson, I'm not very surprised that he is not going to run the Clash. I think his major focus is to race in IndyCar and race in IMSA as well. Now, it does not mean that Jimmie Johnson is not going to race in NASCAR at all next year. I would not 100% count on maybe him running in some NASCAR races in 2021. Again, if he does run, I would assume that he probably runs some of the 750 horsepower package races, which there's a lot more options for him this year, as there's going to be only, I think, 13 races where it's going to be on the 550 horsepower package. So possibility of 23 races where he could maybe run next year. I wouldn't even be shocked if maybe runs Indy Road Course there in the Indy NASCAR doubleheader when that takes place later in August when the Indy cars and NASCAR do their doubleheader. So there is a very strong possibility that Jimmie Johnson could race in that race in the foreseeable future. But again, I'm not very surprised. Jimmie Johnson's major focus is to race in IndyCar. I cannot wait to see what he does in the Rolex 24 because, again, he's got a really good group of people he's going to be working with, especially since, it is a Hendrick Action Express Alliance for this event. It's the first time that Hendrick Motorsports, has entered in IMSA's this race in 25, 30 years. So it's been quite some time since that has happened. I mean, he's going to be working with winners of this race. Mike Rockefeller, winner over in Le Mans. Kamui Kobayashi, who's won 2 of these Rolex 24s in the past, I think 2019, I think it's 2018 as well. And then he's also working with Alexander Rossi, who's been a strong competitor in the sports car programs as well. So he's got a really core group there for the Rolex 24. And I think his major focus is to try to win this Rolex 24 with this organization and trying to go out there and win quite a bit. That being said, hopefully he does run in NASCAR at some point this year, but I'm not very shocked and I'm not surprised at all that Jimmie Johnson will not race in this upcoming year's Busch clash. And now we're getting on to the final story of this episode, as this is an IndyCar story. Juan Pablo Montoya has officially been announced to drive for the McLaren SP, the McLaren Schmidt-Peterson organization, for the 2025-21, Indianapolis 500. It is expected he will drive the 66 car. So there will be 3 McLaren SP cars that will attempt to drive in this racing event. We already know that Patricio Ward and Felix Rosenqvist are going to be teammates in this event. This is a major, major acquisition for this organization. This is a really cool thing to hear that Juan Montoya is going to race in the Indianapolis 500. He has currently won 2 events. He's actually ran 6 events, but he scored 2 victories in the Indianapolis 500 and 2 other races where he's finished in the top 6. He won this event in 1999 and won in 2015. 99 driving for Chip Ganassi, if I'm not mistaken, and in 2015 driving for Team Penske. So Juan Montoya is a really good racer, especially on the ovals and in the Indianapolis 500 as well. This is really exciting news to hear. It has been rumored for quite some time that Juan Montoya might become the 3rd McLaren driver, but there have been other drivers that have been rumored to maybe be driving the 3rd McLaren car. One of those drivers, of course, being Julio Castroneves. But when Julio Castroneves left to go to the Meyer-Shank team, Montoya's name really started coming up. Another driver recently at the time that had been rumored was Santino Ferrucci to maybe go to the McLaren SP organization to drive a 3rd car, because it's not confirmed yet or not if Santino Ferrucci is going to be back in IndyCar at this current moment or not. It's being rumored that he will be headed over to NASCAR to drive for Our Motorsports in the NASCAR Xfinity Series to be a teammate for 20 races with Brett Moffitt, but it's also not confirmed or not if he's going to be returning to Dale Quinton Racing currently at the moment. Juan Montoya is a color driver in motorsports. He's one of the best ever to drive a race car up to this point. One of the greatest race car drivers, not just in IndyCar, not just Formula One, not just IMSA, but one of the race car drivers ever to drive in motorsports altogether. And I'm really, really excited to hear this news. And not only that, he's going to be a really good mentor for his teammates, Patricio Ward and Felix Rosenqvist, who are a lot younger and don't have as much experience as Juan Montoya. Juan Montoya can also help the tension that these two might have, because Felix Rosenqvist and Patricio Ward, I think they're going to be butting heads quite a bit this year. So, especially at the Indy 500, he can help those guys not really butt heads and help these guys keep their temper and chill as well, and not have those guys have problems working together. Because, again, they battle really, really hard at Road America when they were not teammates, when it was Patricio driving a 5 and Felix Rosenqvist driving a 10 for Chip Ganassi Racing. I'm really excited about this. I cannot wait to see what Juan Montoya is going to do with both those drivers to help him coach them. And I think that these cars are really, really fast with the Chevy programs. I really think that they could have a shot at winning the Indianapolis 500. We saw Oliver Askew and Patricio Ward be really competitive last year's Indy 500. You compare from 2019, where they were just not that good, They were not very good as an organization. The McLaren team was when Fernando Alonso was with them. But in 2020, the last time we were at Indy, they were extremely competitive. Unfortunately, they both ended up crashing out, to my knowledge. Oliver Askew ended up getting concussion for this and unfortunately getting let go of his ride. Patricio was up front for quite a bit. I think then he had an issue later in the race as well. Unfortunately, both their cars ended up falling out of the race. There have been rumors at the time before it was announced for Juan Montoya that maybe Sergio Perez and Jenson Button could have been possibly in the running to go to this car, but it was confirmed today and this morning after a couple weeks. Juan Montoya became the front runner, and he will be officially driving for the McLaren SP organization in 2021. I am extremely excited about this, and I cannot wait to see what Juan Pablo Montoya is going to do at the McLaren SP organization in the IndyCar Series in 2021. I am extremely excited about this, and I think that Juan Montoya, realistically, if he can qualify his win, which I think he will obviously do that, I think that Juan Pablo Montoya will be a contender to win the race. I think he could honestly qualify for an opportunity to get the pole position if the McLaren cars do have quite a bit of speed. They had really good speed, especially in the oval testing earlier before COVID-19 hit the country, and I think that he realistically could have a really good shot. He's won quite a few races in his IndyCar time, and I cannot believe that he's finally back. It's been about 2 years since his last race in IndyCar, but he will be back in 2021 to race in at least Indy 500. I wouldn't be even surprised if Juan Montoya maybe runs a few other select races if they can get some deals together, but I'm not certain that Zach Brown is going to run more races than the Indianapolis 500 with a 3rd entry. But yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I'm really glad that Juan Montoya is going to be back in IndyCar racing in the Indianapolis 500 in 2021. So, anyway, that is going to be for today's motorsports story. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, notifications so you get me notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Link description below for that. And comment your thoughts on today's video. What do you think about Jimmie Johnson not racing in the Busch Clash in 2021? Would you wish he wanted to race in the Busch Clash, or do you think it was a good decision for him to not race in the Busch Clash? Let me know in comments below. And what are your thoughts on Juan Pablo Montoya racing with the McLaren SP organization in 2021 in the Indy 500? Do you think realistically Juan Montoya has a shot to win the Indy 500 in 2021, or do you think he does not have a realistic shot to win the 2020 Indianapolis 500? Let me know in comments below. Make sure to like this video so YouTube can recommend more of these great videos out to you guys. If you do that, I would greatly appreciate it. We are getting very close currently to 500 subscribers. We're only 15 away currently. And if you guys support the content and keep doing that, make sure to like this video so YouTube can continue recommending great videos out to you guys. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.